In this Go Byte, we're going to have a look at some mathematical operators in Go. We'll also have a look at the math package and also have a look at how the Go type system behaves when you try and perform certain operations. So this is just a gentle introduction with some of the math that you can do in Go. So the first ones that we'll have a look at are really quite simple. We're just going to do some additions, subtractions and multiplications, and with these we shouldn't really have any issues. There are no gotchas, so what you expect to see should be what we actually see. So here we're setting A to 10, we're setting B to 3, and so let's just talk about what we expect to see here. A plus B, we expect 13. A minus B, 10 minus 3, we expect to see 7, and 10 multiplied by 3, we expect to see 30. So let's go and prove that we've got no hidden bonuses there of anything going slightly wrong. So go run main.go, 13, 7 and 30. So exactly what we expect to see. However, what about if we do a division? So here what we're going to do is A divided by B. So 10 divided by B. Now, in reality, if you were doing like real maths, would expect here to see like 3.33333, something like that. But here, because both of these are integers, and when you divide an integer by an integer, or you multiply an integer by an integer, add, what will happen is we're expecting an integer value. So in this scenario, have a guess at what you think might happen, and then I'll show you. This is what's going to happen. We're actually going to get an integer. So when we divide 10 by 3, and 10 and 3 are both integers, we don't get a decimal place and we don't get any numbers after a decimal place. It must be an integer, and so that is why we see 3 there. Okay, and you may have also come across modulus. So modulus is this percent sign here, and what it does is it will give you the remainder of a division. So here we're going to divide 10 by 3. 3 goes into 10 3 times, and then we have a remainder of 1. And so that is what we expect to see there. Okay, and so as you can see, A modulus B equals 1. And as we progress, I'll introduce some real uses of modulus. Okay, so let's go back to the issue that we had where we tried to divide A by B, dividing one integer by another, and we got a result of 3. Now that's probably not what you want, and probably what you really want is to also have the decimal place and all the other remaining numbers, in which case what you would have to do is, instead of using integers here, is use floats. And so typically when you're doing divisions, you will use floats instead of integers, unless you are after a particular effect or result. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to do something slightly different, and we're going to create some floats. So we're going to divide 10 by 3 again, but as you can see, I've initialized these as floats. And so when we divide x by y, then we should see 3.3333. Let's run this. Okay, and that is exactly what we get. And so you might find yourself in scenarios where you have integers which you wish to divide, and in those scenarios you would need to convert them first to floats. And we'll look at how we can convert different types as we progress, so in another Go Byte. Okay, let's have a look at using parentheses for order of operations. And so here we have a variable C, which is 12, variable D, which is 5, and a variable E, which is 2. And then what we're going to do is C plus D multiplied by E. But this will give you a different result depending on the order in which you calculate it. And so the order of operation, the correct way that this would be calculated, is the multiplication would actually go first. So that would be calculated 5 times 2 is 10. And then we're going to add that to 12, and we should get a result of 22. Before we go any further, let's just prove that. Okay, so result using parentheses equals 22. But how about if we wrapped C plus D in parentheses, in which case this would be calculated first, and then multiplied by e. So c plus d equals 17 multiplied by e, which is 2. So 17 multiplied by 2 should give us 34. Let's go and check that. Okay, and that's what we get. Result using parentheses equals 34. If we did it d multiplied by e in parentheses, well, in this scenario we'd still get the same result because d does get multiplied by e first, even if we don't have parentheses. But sometimes you might have c plus d, then parentheses, and then plus something else, plus d again, for example, or multiplied by d. And so it's important to know what's going to be calculated first, and parentheses will be calculated first, followed by multiplications, followed by additions. So let's actually figure out what we expect to see here. So parentheses first, d multiplied by e, 2 times 5 is 10, multiplied by d because that comes next. So 10 multiplied by 5 is 50, and then the addition will come last in this scenario, 12, and so we should see 62. Let's just go and check that. Okay, and so that is what we get. And you'll notice that in my editor here, these have all been sort of bunched up like this, and that's just some automatic formatting that happens by my editor, and we will have a lesson on formatting in Go and the correct way to format your code. Okay, now if you want to do some more advanced kind of maths using Go, then there is a math package. So I'll have a quick look at that. What it does is it has a few other things like calculating the square roots. It also has a bunch of constants. So if you want a constant like pi, you can also grab those off of the math package. So here, let's just have a look at those two examples. So at the top here, I've imported the math package. So like we've got the format package for printing out strings, we now have imported a math package which is built into Go, and here we're just going to print out pi. So this is just a constant pi, and then we've also got some functions on the math package, and we have a square root function. So here we're saying square root of 16, and I expect that to be 4. Let's run this. So we're looking down at the bottom here for these last two. So pi 3.141592 blah blah blah, and square root of 16 is 4. I think we've covered enough of the basics there now for you to have a go at a small challenge. So here's one for you. Write a program that declares two float variables, tax and tax rate, calculates the total cost by adding tax to the price. And I've dropped a little hint in there regarding tax because that would need to be calculated first. And that is calculated as price multiplied by tax rate. And then print the total using format print line. So I think you've got enough information to be able to have a go at this. Go and remind yourself of how parentheses work if you need to, but I'm pretty sure you've got this. Pause me now and give this a go. Okay, two variables, price and tax rate. So here I'm setting them as 19.99 and 0.08 total, and this will be price plus the tax, and we calculate tax using price multiplied by tax rate. So price multiplied by tax rate, and that of course needs to be calculated first or calculated on its own. So the calculation is price plus tax. We've calculated the tax in parentheses here. All that's left to do is just print this out. So we'll say total cost is total. See what we get here. 21.589. Is that the same as what you got? If we're starting with a price of $19.99 and we have a tax rate of 0.08, then that does look roughly correct to me. And that has been the introduction to mathematical operators in Go. Maths is something that you'll do quite a lot in any programming language, and so it's good to have the basics there, and then later on we'll have more Go Bytes where we use a math package to do some more advanced stuff. Hope you enjoyed the video. Give it a like, make sure you subscribed, and if you want the textual versions of these lessons, which sometimes go into a little bit more depth, especially with the explanations, then you can find them all on GitHub. I will leave a link in the description, as well as the link as where you can subscribe to my mailing list.